Premiering over 50 years ago on PBS, Firing Line quickly established itself as one of the most important public affairs programs on television. With a focus on bringing together the brightest minds across the political spectrum to engage in a contest of ideas about the most important issues confronting our nation. The program, under the stewardship of anchor William F. Buckley, was a mainstay on this network for 3 decades. The program went off the air almost 20 years ago, but at a time when meaningful discourse has become increasingly rare in all media, the iconic show has returned to PBS under the leadership of political commentator Margaret Hoover. Here's a look.
We're not saying cut spending. We're not saying get rid of the federal government's effort. The federal government shouldn't be the
You're not trying to cut spending at all on poverty.
The federal government should be the supply
People should hear that.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, Paul Ryan, deficit hawk, is not trying to cut a dime from poverty programs?
We'll save money in the back end when people are out of poverty. That's where the money will be saved. So what we're saying is, this is like our food stamp reforms that we're pushing right now, which is, where this is not about a big money-saving exercise. This is about saving souls, not dollars.
Margaret Hoover joins us now. Margaret, welcome to the program.
Thanks so much for having me.
So, Margaret, why bring back this iconic show, and why now?
You know, there seems to me, I see it as a consumer, I think everybody anecdotally that I talk to sees this real lack of, a real need and thirst for a serious contest of ideas on television that isn't just hyperbole, that isn't just talking points, that isn't just news of the day or chasing sort of the horse race and the politics, but really to have a rigorous back and forth in an extended format that can really do a deep dive on content on television. I mean, a lot of people now will go other places for a deep dive. They go to podcasts, they go to radio, they come to WNET, they come to your show, but it's hard to find that in a sort of longer format exchange on television. And so I think there's just a sort of in the zeitgeist, a real concern and curiosity for what would that be like?
I mean, is there really, I know we hear it, I hear it, you hear it, but is there really, because if you look at the landscape, what's been happening is the progressive go to progressive venues on TV, on social network, on the social media, and online, and conservatives do the same thing. They say they want something like this, but is there really an audience for this? When you look at the landscape, as I say, it looks like they're not going there.
Well, certainly there are people who cocoon, right? You go to the place where you want to get your confirmation bias. And if that's what you want your daily dose of medicine, that's where you go. But there's also a reasonable edge of the opposition on either side if you're talking about politics. My background is in politics. But there are people who want to have their presumptions challenged and aren't, actually, the majority of Americans aren't ideologues who only subscribe to one certain way of thinking. They understand the world is a big place, and there are lots of different perspectives. I mean, look what just happened in this election. Every serious political person and prognosticator didn't believe Donald Trump would become our president. And so I think there's a real there is a serious group of Americans who are interested in understanding more, and that's the kind of thing that WNET can provide.
Yeah. I wonder if part of your motivation was to bridge this gaping divide that is only getting wider and more violent. I mean, Dennis Prager, conservative columnist and commentator, recently said that we're experiencing a cold civil war in this country, and it looks like it's heating up. Was part of your motivation to try to bridge that gap, to try to ameliorate that divide?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of it. I'm much more interested in what the answers are to the problems than just talking about the problems. I'm interested in the policies. I'm interested in the ideas that are behind the headlines. And so that's where I want to spend my time. If I'm thinking about your current events in the news, I'm interested in, like, how do you solve the opioid crisis? And what are the issues that keep it going? And what are the systemic challenges that have perpetuated it? And then sort of doing a deep dive in sort of what they are so that you can fix it. I mean, ultimately, I do want to bring people together, and I do want to be a problem solver. And that's one of the things that we have an opportunity to do.
So tell us, how is your firing line different from Bill Buckley's firing line, and how is it similar?
Well, I'm not William F. Buckley.
I noticed.
I haven't run for mayor. I haven't started a small conservative journal that is not that well.
Haven't reshaped the conservative movement in the country?
Yeah, nor had he when he was starting Firing Line, for the record. I mean, he was 40 years old. He had literally, it was 1966. He had just come off a mayoral run. And the reason he got the show was because he was so good at these impromptu press conferences, and his copy was so good, and the reporters loved him. They thought, this has got to be a television show. But ultimately, he was an ideas guy, and he cared about, I mean, he was a political animal for sure, but he was also interested in ideas. And so he had people on who he completely disagreed with, but all of whom he respected and who were contributing to our discourse and to our policies in some way. So that's where I'm taking notes from him, right? I think you have to get people who are trying to impact the culture, impact our politics, impact our country in some way, and then have a meaningful back and forth about them. So I definitely am taking notes from him, but I'm a different person.
Well, as you said, you are not Bill Buckley, but I wonder, did you ever have a trepidation in taking on this job? I mean, taking on the job, hosting TV is hard. Hosting a TV show that was made famous by Bill Buckley has got to be impossible.
Some people don't even realize, and of course you do, that he was the longest running television host in television history.
Yeah.
He had that show for 33 years, as you said. That's an incredibly, everybody says big shoes to fill. Like, yeah. And by the way, they asked me on Good Morning America this morning how long we were going to air, and I said 34 years.
That's great.
But no, what we're trying to do is recreate the tradition, right? The tradition of a rigorous contest of ideas on television about ideas and events and cultural elements and legislation that is important to us in our lives. And all we can do is take a note from that tradition and try to do the best we can.
The show so far is fantastic. Welcome to the PBS family. It's great to have you.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for being here with us.
Appreciate having me.
And a reminder, Firing Line with Margaret Hoover airs on PBS every Friday night at 8:30. For additional airtimes, please check your local listings.